Okay, everybody, today we're going to be doing a step-by-step video of hot air balloons with a backdrop of a sunset. So we're going to start by taking a little bit of dark blue and putting it onto our palette. Okay. And we're going to take our sponge brush right over here and dip it in our dark blue. Our canvas is going to be facing this way. It's going to be vertical instead of horizontal, okay? Now, we're going to start from the top and do long strokes from left to right. Nice, full strokes. You can do the top of it right over here. And we'll do the sides as we go along. You could start by the side, go across, and end by the other side. There we go. Okay. Now you can make it however dark or light you want it. So if you want it darker, then go over it for longer. And if you want it lighter, then you don't need to go over it that many times. Okay. We're going to go down just a little bit more, and then we're going to add in our next color into the sunset. Nice long strokes, back and forth, back and forth. So far it just looks blue, but you'll see what color it's going to turn into next. We're going to go a little farther. Okay, and make sure you don't see white on your canvas. Make sure that it's nicely covered in blue. Okay, I'm going to do a teeny bit more, and then we're going to add red in. Now red mixed with blue creates a purple. Okay, so we're going to take some red and put it onto our palette. And you are not going to wash your brush in between. You're going to take the same brush, dip it in the red, and start from the bottom going upwards. And you're going to see that it's going to fade into a nice purple. Okay, let's take some more red over there. See how the sky is slowly fading into a nice purple. You could go as high up as you would like. And I'm going to take some more red. Add a little bit more onto my palette. And continue going upwards from bottom to top. Fade it in nicely. You want it to fade into the blue. So that we have a nice sunset. Okay. Now we're going to take some yellow. But I want you to wash your brush in between and dry it. Because you don't want any of that blue still left in your brush. So wash and dry your brush. The sponge brush is a little hard to get everything out of, so don't worry as long as you get most of it. And we're going to take some yellow, put it onto our palette, and we're going to continue with some yellow, just like that. See how it makes kind of a orangish type of color? nice long strokes. Just like that. Till it kind of fades in. Add some more yellow. It's kind of like a brownish yellow, I would say. It's probably because my brush wasn't washed 100%. Now, if you wash your brush, then it will be brighter, your sunset, but it's your choice. Mine is kind of like a dark sunset. Okay, and you're gonna continue with your yellow right over here. Up until it blends in nicely. Okay. Take a little more yellow. Making sure to do the sides here as I go along. Just like that. Okay. Make sure it's fading in. A little yellow got at the top there. That's okay. Sunset isn't perfect, so it's okay if there's a streak of yellow somewhere or a streak of purple somewhere where it shouldn't be, right? Because a sunset isn't supposed to be perfect. That's the beauty of it, that it's all sorts of colors. You know how sometimes you look up to the sky and there's a streak of a different color somewhere. And you could always fix it up. Let's say you want the blue to be to go down a little more. You could take blue, start at the top though. Start at the top and continue going down with your blue. Just like that. Okay, now it's your choice how your sunset looks, if you want it bright. Okay, the last thing I am going to do is add some white. But before you add white, you need to make sure your brush is 100% clean. Okay, so wash it off until it's nice and clean. It may be a better idea to go to the sink and make sure that it's totally clean, because if you have blue here, the blue doesn't really belong there, right? So if you add some blue over there, that might not work out. So you want to make sure that it's 100% clean. So go to your sink, wash off your brush, and then come back and you're going to add some white to your palette. Okay, we're going to put some white on our palette. We just need a little. And make sure your brush is completely dry. Take some white, and we're going to add it to the bottom and slowly go up. Okay. See, it's becoming lighter and lighter at the bottom. This is exactly how we want it. Okay, a little bit more white. Okay, now we're going to take some black and put it on our palette. And we're going to paint the base of the ground. So, the base of the ground starts a little higher at the sides, goes down in the middle, and a little back and a little higher back up on the other side. Just like this. It shouldn't be perfect. It does not need to be perfect because we want it to look natural, and the ground is not naturally a perfect line, right? So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go over it a few times so that it's nice and dark black. I want your strokes to go according to this bend right over here. Make sure to do the sides. Okay, we're gonna continue doing strokes on top of the black to make it nice, shiny, dark black. At any time of this video, feel free to pause it. If I'm going too fast, feel free to fast forward it. If I'm going too slow, please do it at your own pace. Okay, now I'm doing the bottom of the canvas. Painting that a nice black over there. Okay. The strokes at the top are going just like that. Okay. Make sure it's nice and dark black. Next, we are going to do the sun. So take your flat brush and dip it in the white. And we're gonna be making a sort of semicircle. So make sure that there's not too much white on your brush. And start it off small and go around like this. Okay, you can make it a little bigger, a little smaller. You can play around with it. Fill it in just like that. Okay. Make mine a little bigger. You could barely see it because it's on light yellow. Okay. Make sure it goes all the way down and touches the black. Okay. Okay. Next we're going to take the edge of the foam brush and we're going to make the trees. We're going to make pine trees on the base of the ground. So we're going to do, you can make them all different sizes, maybe a big one here, smaller one, big one, smaller one. Just doing this for reference. And then you could play around with it after it. Okay, so the top you're going to be going down like a triangle, just like that. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. You could stamp it. Play around a little bit. Always go off the middle. Just like that. You can go to the side a little. And the bottom you want filled in. The bottom you want the thickest. See, I made a little pointy at the top. You can use this brush or you can use this brush right over here. It's totally up to you. You can go like that or use the whole side. And make sure at the bottom it gets wider. So it goes thinner at the top, less wide, and then wider at the bottom. Just like that. Stamp it. Okay, they should overlap a little bit. Fill it in a little. And make a little point at the top. Gonna fill in the bottom. Okay. And small little one over there. I'll just use the tip right like this. Make the lines longer. Just like that. And this small one. Gonna go over the sun a little. Okay. Gonna start the big one at the side. And make it go wider at the bottom. You could stamp or go like this. And you can make one at the edge right over there. Just going off the edge of your painting. Okay. Gonna add a little more black. You don't want too much black on your brush though, so if you add some black on your brush, wipe it off a little. I'm doing one whole side at a time, and then the other whole side, or you could go back and forth. It's up to you. Back and forth like this. And I'm gonna make one more small one right over here. Overlapping the sides there and up in the middle. Okay. Perfect. You could fix it however you would like. It's okay if the one that's overlapping the sun or the other one is get some white in it and becomes gray, because it seems like the sun is like shining through it and making it lighter gray. So that's perfect. Okay. Now, if your canvas is dry, which it is, you're gonna take a piece of chalk and we're gonna sketch out the hot air balloons. So take a piece of chalk from what I gave you in the kit. We're gonna start with one big one coming off the left side, just like this. It's okay if it's not perfect. The chalk could be erased, that's why we're using chalk. I'm gonna make that one a little bigger, like that. So you make, and then we'll make one medium-sized one over here, coming down, just like an upside-down pear, and a little basket, like that. You can choose the sizes and where you want to put your hot air balloons. Just make them get smaller as they go down. And you probably won't be able to see much at the bottom. Okay. Let's do a small one right over there. Okay. Now you could take one of your thinner brushes and we're gonna outline the hot air balloon. This is a little wet, so we're gonna dry it off. And we're gonna take it there. And I'm gonna outline it like this. Start off a little thinner so that you could get thicker as you go up. Okay? If you decide to go bigger, you could always go bigger, but you can't go smaller once you decide. Okay. Now you want your strokes to go in the direction of the hot air balloon. Now you could always switch to the big foam brush if you would like. It might be easier for you. Just like that. You might need to add a bit more black. And I'm gonna make it a little bigger. My strokes are gonna go all the same way and down. Just have a little bit of white on there, but black covers up everything. Okay. Okay, and two little things, and we'll make that with a thinner brush. We'll come back to that hot air balloon afterwards. Okay. I'm gonna do that one and make a little thing like that and go around and up. The smaller they get, you might want to use a smaller brush. Or you could use a big brush and fix it up with a smaller brush afterwards. Now you do not need to follow your sketches from before because we use chalk for a reason, that it could be erased. This is just giving you guidelines, okay? Nice and black. We'll go over them again, all of them, because we want them to be really nice and black. Okay. I'm using the big brush, but you could use whichever brush you would like. Get a circle and going down. Two little lines. And we'll make the basket afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna go over this one again. Okay, make sure your brush is not too wet. And I'm gonna leave this brush for a minute and use a smaller brush for the smaller ones. Just like that. And make an upside down pear and close it off. Brush it in. Get a little pointier at the bottom. Okay, and now I'm gonna do this one right here. I'm gonna move it over a little more to the side, a little smaller. Okay, and go over this one. This brush might be a better choice for most of your hot air balloons, since it's a little smaller, but not too small. Just like that. Okay, see, I'm going over each of them because I want them to really be nice and black. Okay, and I'm gonna go over the big one over here. Putting on a lot of paint onto my brush. See, and it's covering up all of those streaks. Okay, you could touch them up a little bit, add the lines, and a little stroke for the basket. stroke for the basket. Put some more paint on. Just like that. A little stroke. This one gets a bigger stroke. This basket, you should be able to see that it's a basket. The other ones are just tiny little lines of paint. Okay. Make sure the lines connect to the basket. Okay. Just like that. And I'm gonna take my thinnest brush, dry it off, and make a small little air balloon right over here. This is a detail brush. It's for the small things. Okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. Always go over it again. And 2 teeny lines for the basket. Right over there. And make it as circular as you could. Just like that. Teeny little basket. Okay. Beautiful. Now we're gonna make a couple of birds, just like this, coming up. It's okay if some are a little see-through. It's perfect. It's supposed to look like they're far away. Okay. And the small one right here. Put some paint. Okay. Now you could fix it up with your small brush if there's any areas that you need to fix up. I would add a teeny bit of white paint to some of my black to make more of a gray kind of color. And make that a little gray since it's closer to the sun. So you're just making it like about 1 shade lighter. Okay. Add some highlights onto some of this. Black. Just like that. You can fix up the basket. Okay. And this is your beautiful hot air balloon. Sunset, just like that. Now when it's all dry, you could put a teeny bit of water on a paintbrush and make it a tiny bit damp, and you could erase any chalk lines that are still on it. Okay, enjoy your beautiful air balloon sunrise picture, and hope you enjoy the video.